Hello guys. So on today's video, I'm gonna be teaching you how to use Microsoft Access to create a database that includes username, password, and user type to be able to log into your database. So we are basically going to be creating a login form that will display anytime we click on our database. So you can even use it for your business, taking data records of your business. You don't have to be taking the records using paper. Everything is on Microsoft Access, made so easy. So you can and Microsoft Access is found on basically almost all PCs, so you can just get access. I'm using the 2013 version, and I'll show you how to input details, create a login form, get access to your database and everything. So it will make it so easy for you to be able to do any data record. For small businesses, big businesses, this is definitely for you. So stay tuned as we get into the video. So the first thing we are going to do is to open our Microsoft Access. So just go to our start menu and we have it here, Access 2013. Click on it and then we are just going to choose a blank desktop database. So anytime this pops up, just close it. Blank desktop database, and you can rename your database. So I'll be using JT Tutorial as the name of my database. So then click on create after typing the name of the database, and that's it. So we don't need this table here, so we're just going to be closing it. Just right click on it and click close, and that's it. So the first thing we are going to do is to create a table, and right at the top corner there we have create. Click on create and then click on table design. So the purpose of this table that we are creating is to create our form, but before creating the form we first have to input the user ID, username, password, and user type. So that's what we are going to be typing into the field name. So the first thing we'll do is to type our user ID, followed by perhaps the full name of the user. So we'll also type the full name of the user here. Then the username, password, and finally the user type. Yeah, so we could just make this lowercase. Yeah, and then we are going to leave everything as short text except the user ID. So the user ID will be changing it to auto number because it's numeric. It's gonna be numeric, so we'll change it to auto number, and we also make it the primary key. And to make it the primary key, just right click on it and click on primary key, and that's it. Then the user type, will go to the user type and click on this arrow, go to lookup wizard, because we want to create different user types. So we'll now click on I will type in the values that I want. So I want to specify the user types that I want. So that's why I'm clicking on this, and I'll click on next, and I'll type the user type I want. So I want admin and student, and lecturers. That's what I want. Then I'll click on next. I'll also click on limit to list, meaning that all what I want should just be limited to the list that I want, and click on finish. That's all. So I'll now right click on my table here, save as table 1, or rather I can save it as users. Okay, then go back, right click again, and click on data sheet view. As you can see, it has displayed everything I want. So I don't need to touch this column user ID. It will automatically generate a user ID number for me. So all I need to do is to put the full name, username, password, and user type. So because of the list I have created, it has given me a drop down arrow here that I'll use to select whichever user type I want out of the 3 that I indicated that I wanted. So as I click on this arrow, it shows me everything that I typed, and I can choose whichever one I want as a user type. So we'll start by typing full name. So let's put JT Tutorial as the full name, JT Tutorial, and then the username, can just put tutorial as the username. Then password, can put JT123 as password, and user type can decide to give JT Tutorial admin as user type. So you can see that automatically the user ID was indicated there. So as we type another second name, the user ID will automatically come again. So let's say module, so the username, you can say module, password, we can say MS23 password, user type, let's say lecturer. Then the third one can say blessing, Blessing Wood. Username can just say B Wood. Password, let's say Blessing 25, and user type, let's give a student. So as you can see, we have the 3 user types, admin, lecturer, and student, and you can see our user ID automatically generated by itself. So that's it, and what we'll do now is to save our table. So just right click and click on save, and that's it, it has been saved. Then what we'll do next is to create a form. So what we'll do is to click on create here and then click on form wizard. Then these are all the items we have in our tables here. So we need everything in our form, so we'll just click on this double arrow to pick everything at once and click on next. How do you want it, whether tabular, data sheet, anyone you wish. So I'll just go with columnar. And I'll click on modify the form design and finish. That's the form right here. You can see it has everything I need and it's linked to my table, the full name, username, password, user type. So that's it. So we can just put a color on our form and choose any color for our choice. Okay, as you can see, this place all the writings are not visible anymore. So what you can do is to highlight it and click on Control and highlight as many as possible. And right click, go to font or color. You can give it a different font and color so that it will be visible. That's it. You can also make it bold. You can increase the size. And that's it. You can use the fill color to give it a background color. And that's our form. So if you do not like this red, you can still change it. So I like to change it to black color. Right click, font in black. That's it. And our users here can also do the same thing. Font color. You can move it to the middle, however you want your form to look like, to be designed. And right click and give it a fill color. That's it. And we can just go back to design, insert a picture to insert an image into the form. So this is the image I want to insert. As you can see, this is it. I'll just drag. So that's the image. That is it. So because the image has a background of white, it might actually affect some of our details here. It might not show. So what we can do is to minimize the image. I'll just push it up somewhere, and then let's change our font color. Click on Control and highlight as many as possible, and right click. So we can change the font color as well. We can also change the fill color. So let's try and change the fill color to this, right? And then bring our image down. And just delete the image and bring it back. And then go to insert image, get the image back, and drag it to where we want it to be. So that's it. And to get our details, we can just go to arrange, so that the image will be behind the details, and click on send to back, and that is it. And that's it. So let's go to form view to see how it is displayed. And go back, because we want to see the full details of the picture. Just go back to design view and can take the picture upward and do the same, send to back. Try and minimize this so that the details will come out nicely. What we can do, we can bring this down. And that's it. We can go to our form view to see how it will be displayed, and that is it. You can see how beautiful our form looks like. That's it. And this is it, the user ID, full name, tutorial, password, and the user type. So then there's always a drop down menu here to choose which user type you want to be. So then we'll go back to our design view. So to add some buttons that will help us in adding users, deleting users, and what we'll do is to increase this a bit. And click on this button here, and then drag. So it will display something, what command you want that particular button to perform. So I'll go to record operations, and I want it to perform the function of adding a new user. So that's it. I click on next, click on, it could come as a picture or as a text. So I just want it as a text, and next and finish. So that is it. I can always edit what I want. So So instead of just add record, I can just edit it to just add, and that's it. So this is my add button. Then go back to the same place, click on it, and that's it. I want a delete button, so I'll go to the same record operations, delete record, next. So I can even choose, I'll click it as text. I want it as text, and then next, and finish. So this is it. You can just edit it to whatever I want it to be. Delete. Go back again. Do the same. So I'll go on record navigation. I'll go to next record, click on next. I want it as a picture, next, and finish. So this is it, like an arrow directing it to go to the next record. Click on it again, and I want it to go to previous record too. Click on go to previous record, next, and finish. As you can see, and I would also like to find some records. Instead of going through it one by one, I'll just click on this same button, try and get in a find button, and under record navigation you can see find record. Go to next. I want it as a text, next, and finish. So I can just remove the record. I just want only find. So that is it. So these are my buttons. And I can go to the form view and see if my buttons are actually working. Right click, form view, and this is it. So this helps us to go to next record, previous record, next record, previous record. This helps us to add a new user. You don't need to go back to the table adding users one by one. So on this user ID, it comes automatically. You can just write a full name here. Okay, Fatu Brooks. And a username. So maybe the username is F Brooks 1, and password you want to give is 123 Brooks. And the user type you want her to be is either she's an admin, student, or lecturer. So you can just click on student, and that is it. Oh, we forgot to add one more button here, which is the save button. So what we'll do, we'll go back to design view, click on this button, and that's it. Go to record operations, click on save, next, want it as a text, next, and finish. And one last button, which is the print button. Click on this, come here, go to record operations, print, next, want it as a text, next, and finish. So this is it. I choose only print, I don't want the record in there. And likewise here, only one save and not any record. And go back to our form view. That way we have all the buttons we need. And when you click on add new, Fatu Brooks, F Brooks 1 2 3 Brooks, and the user type student. And then after entering this record, you can just click on save. As you can see, the user ID automatically comes up as you fill in the remaining form. So click on save. When you click on save, it's already saved, and you can go to your next record. So as you can see, even though we left this record and we did not save it, well, as soon as we added the save button, it automatically saved. So we now have two records bearing the same details. So we can use our delete button to delete one of it. So let's say I want to delete this record, since it's the same thing. I just click on delete, and it will ask me, you are about to delete one record. So if I click on yes, it will delete. If I click on no, it won't delete. So I'll just click on yes, and that is it. As you can see, there is no longer number 4, which was there. Now 3 and 5, meaning that the 4th ID has been deleted. So that's it. And you can also find a particular record. So let's click on find. It will ask me find what. So I want to find module. So now click on find next, and as you can see, it has displayed module cell here. So no matter how your record is so plenty and you're having a lot of records, maybe like 500 people, and you're looking for one person, so you can just use this find button to find using the name or whatever field you want to use here, or using the ID. So let's take, for instance, we want to find user ID 5. So click on find and 5, find next, so it did not go because it said look in current field. So click on this and say current document, not just current field, and click on find next. As you can see, it has found it. This is it. This is a user ID 5, and that is it. So that's how to use the find button. And the print, you can use the print button to print your record. Click on print, and connect it to your printer, and that's it. It will print out your document. So I'm not printing mine. That's it. So this is basically how to create a table and a form from it. So this is it. This is how to create a form using Microsoft Access, and Access is really interesting. So it's very good, and I hope you've learned a lot from this video. So this is just part 1 of the video. In our second video, which is the part 2, I'll be showing you how to use codes to run your form. That is the VBA codes. I'll teach you how to use the VBA codes in Microsoft Access to run your forms. So with that, you can have a complete user form whereby someone can log in, because all this is from the back end, which is just the admin. So I'll be showing you how to do the form professionally, which you can use for your business, maybe a small business, to take records of your goods, or you can give some user rights to some particular people to see some kind of records or to input some kind of records. So you learn a lot from the part 2. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like, comment on my video. Thank you for watching, and see you in my next video. So going back to the form view, and that is it. Close my table, and this is it. And we want to find out if this particular record we added in our form really appeared on our table. So what we'll do is to click on this user table, and as you can see, it appeared, and the 4th record which we deleted is no longer here. So whatever you do in this form will automatically appear under your table. So the table is the back end, while the form is the front end. Isn't this amazing? So you don't need to come here and be adding every new record one by one, or trying to search for a particular record. You can do all that easily with the form that you created, the form that we created in the user form that we created. So that makes life very easy. If you want to find a record, very easy. If you want to delete a record, very easy. If you also want to change password too, very easy. Instead of coming all the way to the table to do that, you can actually do that with your form. And in our next video, I'll also be showing you how to put a timer on your form, so that if in case someone who is not authorized is trying to log in and tries for like up to 3 times, giving a timer of like 1 minute, if the person is not able to log in within the space of 1 minute, it will shut down the whole form. So that's to also prevent any intruder from accessing your details. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to watch part 2, and see you in my next video.